Yeah, next let's move on to the a quick tutorial to go through the submission process. Sumin.
Hello, so can you see my slides?
Yes.
You. Today we're hosting this session is the process of submission for the participants for this challenge. So I'll be talking about the Codebench and Docker submissions for the interactive task, where Jun and Zdravko already gave a great explanation for the interactive segmentation, where we input the image volume plus the optional bounding boxes to get the initial segmentation, followed by iterative refinement using simulated clicks to get the intermediate metrics as well as the final segmentation. I'll introduce the timeline for our submissions and introduce how to make Codebench submissions, followed by how to make Docker submissions. For the timeline, we have validation phase and testing phase. For the validation phase, it is until May 15th, and you can make Codebench submission as well as Docker submissions. For Codebench submission, you can submit at most 5 submissions per day. And for the Docker submission, each team are eligible to make one Docker submission in 10 days where we have the predefined deadlines listed here. And for the testing submission, it opens from May 15th and ends at May 25th. And you can make Docker submissions where each team are eligible to make one successful Docker submission for each of the all data track and the core set data track. The Codebench For the Codebench submission, we're hosting our competition on the Codebench platform, which is an open source benchmarking platform. And users can submit segmentation masks directly on the Codebench platform, where we can get the evaluation of the dice score. Unfortunately, the NSD scores are not available due to the computational limitation. And it is useful for benchmarking with other teams as well as comparing the results with the baseline. I'll move on to the live demo. First, you need to zip the inferred segmentations. It is for the demo. It is saved in the baseline folder. So navigate to the baseline folder first, and then use this zip command to zip the baseline.zip file. This command, you should follow this zip command because this zip command ensures that the baseline folder is excluded from the zip file. After getting the zip file, please navigate to the My Submissions tab in the Codebench website, and you'll see this icon and click on this icon. You'll be able to upload the baseline.zip file. Please open it, and it'll take some time for your submission to be uploaded. Once it is uploaded, the status will be changed from preparing, running, and then after a while, it'll be finished. I'll move on to making Docker submissions. We accept Docker submission via the following email address, matsec20s. Please follow the email subject format where you begin with team name dash team leader name dash validation or testing phase, depending on the phase of the submission and submission. Please include a Docker download link to your Docker, where please ensure that the Docker file name is your team name underscore all data or core set data, depending on the track, .tar.gz. And your Docker submission should have the latest tag. So if you load your image and execute the command Docker images, you'll see this loaded images, and you should see a tag as latest. And please ensure that the size of the Docker is within 10 gigabytes. And please also include a sanity test video where you first load your image and run the Docker container with this following commands on this demo cases. Once we receive your Docker submissions, we will evaluate your code. The validation and testing submission evaluation will be done with the script CVPR25 iter eval.py script, which is available on our GitHub page as well. Please ensure that the runtime is within 90 seconds per class for each of the case. Test evaluation ranking scheme will be used for the final testing phase, and ranked and aggregate scheme will be used. And please note that among the metrics, DICE AUC, NSD AUC, DICE final, and NSD final will be used. And if you observe the evaluation script, there is this line of code command, which shows the command. You will see that the team name should be followed by the latest tag. If this fails, your Docker submission will not be successful. Lastly, we will evaluate on the Ubuntu 20.404 machine with a CPU, and we will use RTX 5000 NVIDIA GPU. Lastly, I'll check if the submission is done. Usually the submission upload is done quickly. However, it may take some time depending on the Codemange website. And after the submission is submitted and the status becomes finished, you can push the add to leaderboard to see the results on the leaderboard. Please go to the results tab afterwards to see your current status on the leaderboard. Thank you for your attention, and we look forward to your submission.
Okay, thank you, Sumin, for the clear introduction.